Tell me if you see.
I see everything.
Okay. Oh, you're taking standard Conqueror runes, right?
I can show you from LPGG if you want.
I mean, it should be Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Tenacity, Last Stand, Cosmic Insight, and Biscuits.
It is like that.
Hmm?
Yeah, it is like that.
Yeah. You're spending a bit too much time on watching the enemy ranks when the game has already begun. You should focus right now, because if you see, like here, you have like 2 people in this side of the map, but no one is watching here. So right now you should not be under turret, instead you should be somewhere here. Like either there or like here. Doesn't really matter, you just have to hover.
Okay.
So they don't get invaded without knowing. Because let's say if Lilia gets invaded on red buff and you have not watched that, she'll path to red buff and then she'll lose like entire topside camps. And she won't be able to get them back.
So is Dark Seal start good or what?
I think so, yeah. I think it's alright. Usually into melee matchups, and let's say you have ganking jugger, you can even go ignite to secure kills. Okay, one plating. What are they pinging?
My do is pinging for fun.
I don't think you should waste your E here, by the way. Like, just try to last hit them with basic attack, so you have something, if he goes too deep, you can punish him with. Because, like, those minions were not in tower yet, so you can just take them without wasting mana. And you're also, like, you also cannot get prior right now, so you're gonna get pushed in either way at this point. So I don't think you should waste your mana here. Because then, like, he can just walk up on you, Q you, and, like, let's say in another situation when you have your E, you can just E his Q and then look for some short trade with him. And when it's down, you should be very careful with how you get poked down and stuff.
But is he like counter for me? I mean the matchup.
Yeah, usually it's better for
Yeah,
him.
okay.
I really don't like that matchup, and especially when you have no ganking jungler, I don't think it's that good to pick.
I think it was blind pick Sylas.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you don't have much choice. When you have no minion to get there, like this wave usually will still push into him, but in this case he's standing close to you, so let me just check real quick something.
Sure.
Yeah, the reason he does this is let me yeah, here. The reason he does this is because he fucked up the waves. Usually you would want to crush the third wave in a situation where your jungler is gonna meet the enemy jungler. If you checked, enemy jungler started bot. So, and like your jungler started bot as well, so they're gonna both path to the same side and then they will meet on Scato. Right?
Yeah.
So the reason for him to like keep pushing this wave in is most likely because of that. But usually, like, this is not a good situation for you, for him, because like first he's vulnerable to ganks. But since your jungler is still there, you cannot like do anything. He has to clear like those camps, otherwise it's very bad for him. But let's say you have a ganking jungler, you can ping him once on like on top of him, like target ping. So she sees like what is the wave state, but usually like in this situation she cannot do anything because she's still like clearing jungle and she's farming jungler, like that's very hard for her. And if you're like, if you let's say had more HP or more mana, you could contest prio on this wave. So like, because this wave is gonna be close to you, like let me play this clip out. This next wave right now is gonna be close to you, so it means you can take more minions. Because for example, he cannot reach your backline in this case, because if he comes in, like tower is gonna hit him. So right now, like if you really have to get prio, and like if you realize that your jungler is on scuttle and he's gonna meet the enemy jungler there, you can try to get the prio on this wave because it's closer to your turret. Like most of your minions are untargetable for Viego, and like this is a situation where you can get back prio. So in situations where let's say you're the Viego and you really want the level 3 prio, you have to make sure that you don't overpush like this. Because let's say if you're gonna give up, let's say you're on a winning matchup for like prio wise, you're gonna get prio in most like normal waves. On those kind of waves, it's very likely that you're gonna lose prio, and this wave is gonna start slow pushing. So right now I think what you should do is that, let's say you can pop your biscuit, maybe pop your potion if you really have to, and try to like hit minions, maybe try to trade with him a little bit. And when the waves get bigger, like Scuttle will spawn at some point. You can either like, let's say if you still have enough HP and the wave is so pushing, you can go and help. If you, however, don't have enough HP, you have teleport. So if you really want to play for the Scuttle, and I think you should, because if you check bot lane, your bot lane is kinda in a state where it's even, so both can move, but like Twitch Lulu is like, I think, scarier than Ezreal and Janna. We cannot really check bot lane right now because you have not clicked on it, but it's right now even. But maybe like bot lane has prio, like enemy bot, soon, so we'll never know. But if they have it, that means that if she decides to, let's say, take this and move to here to take, she won't take even that. So you have to make sure that like you manage to give her one scuttle if possible. And since you have top prio, I think playing for top scuttle is like the best choice right now. So yeah, try to slow push this in, maybe look for TP back, like reset and TP back so you can contest it, and then you're fine. Right now you cannot do anything, just like hit minions, like this minion for example. You can spam him with basic attacks from somewhere here so you don't get like hit by him. Like try to kill them as fast as possible. When your W loads up, you can look for EW or something like that on him. You have a biscuit yet, so you can try to like slow push this in. He has level 3 now, you're gonna reach level 3 in a bit. Right now I think you should go in. One idea slower, pop biscuit here. Yeah, that's a good trade, but what you could have done is, let me show you here. So you go for Q, you pop, and it's 3 basic attacks, right? If you look at your passive, I think you could have like done like 3 basic attacks and then like, or like 2 basic attacks, then like W, then E, or like vice versa. So your W does not get reduced like 30 damage here. I mean, it's whatever, you still manage to out damage him. But maybe like for future games, if you can pop the bone plating with your basic attacks and not your like strong abilities, you can do that instead. And right now, he was there. Yep, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I went in because like minions were better for me and his W was down, so that's the reason.
I mean, in this case,
And
like minions are kinda even, honestly. And like actually he has more minions than you, but the thing is like he had no stun, and I think that's enough for you to go in. So right now,
yeah, my auto attacks
Yeah,
We're not in.
it's
Yeah,
whatever.
continue.
It's alright. So now you're aware that he has vision there. Enemy jungler is soon about to go topside. What I like to do on solo queue is like I ping where the enemy jungler is. For example, you can put a danger ping like here, danger ping here, for example, or like danger ping on this guy. So they realize that the enemy jungler is there, because we know he is there, right? We saw him leashing bot, so now he should be moving top, right?
Yeah.
What is the enemy jungler again?
It was Nuno, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you see, we realize that, and like let's say imagine if you pinged like 30 seconds ago, maybe this guy would realize it too. It's not your fault or anything, it's just a good tip for solo queue because a lot of people are not like checking
Paying
this.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get stopped, yeah. I don't think you should TP there honestly, because like you're low, okay, nice try. You're low mana and HP, like he's already low HP, and the thing is like your wave state was bad. Let me show you something. Where was it? Here, I think, right? Where was it? Yeah, here. So right now he sees you that you go back. That's the first thing that like if you go back, top lane is fighting. He knows 100% that you're going to like TP there. Because otherwise, in no other scenario, you would back off so much. So right now, he already knows that you want to back, and you have to be careful. Like, if he has a stun, I would never try to TP from here. Because, like, he can cast stun from this range here, and he'll stun me. Or, like, even maybe like this. And, like, the most you will get from this is, like, maybe one tower shot, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't have mana for two abilities, only those two. I mean, maybe there will be enough to kill, but I don't know. It's still kind of flip.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you really want to TP, in other cases, walk further when the enemy has stun. But also in this case, if you look the minions, you have 4 casters. And like right now, if he realizes that you want to TP, of course he can stun you, and like usually that's the better option. But let's say you somehow manage to get the TP on top, he can freeze you on this wave. And
Yeah.
when you have Nunu, especially in the enemy jungle, you never really want to be frozen. So I would say don't TP on this wave, because the wave state is very bad for you if he decides to freeze it.
Yeah.
Because like right now you have like 2 meta minions. I mean it's kind of the same, both meta minions, but you have more casters, and like let's say even if you didn't have those, is this a meta minion or a caster? I think it's a meta minion. Even if you didn't have
Yeah.
those two, like the wave is closer to your turret, so if he just last hits, it's most likely that he's gonna push towards him.
Yeah, it's all pushing to him anyways. He can freeze it no
Yeah,
matter what, I
yeah.
think.
I mean, if you don't waste TP on top, you can back off and like TP and then you push it in. Or right now you can look for some kind of play, but I would not suggest to really try to solo kill him now, unless he fucks up at some point and like loses HP. Because right now, like 300 versus 300 HP, it's most likely that he's gonna kill you. But here, I think he gets tower shot, so that's the reason why you go in.
Yeah.
I think what you should do in this case is you E forward, and right now you're in range for W. You can just do that instead. You don't have to like rush the abilities, like flash on him. Because
Yeah.
let's say you flash E, it's alright, right? Like you stun
Yeah.
him, maybe kill him. But you flash with W, and it's pointless because the only thing you receive from that W is casting it faster.
Yeah.
And you don't really get anything from that. Because you're like already in range here.
Yeah, I see.
Like right now you're in range for W. Like from here to here you can W. So you don't have to waste flash. Unless you want to flashy. If you flashy, maybe you kill him.
I wanted to flash it, but I think I accidentally pressed W. It was bad.
Yeah, maybe that's the
But
case.
I'm looking right now. I could have just W, and with my second E, when he flashes, I just follow up with flash second E.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah.
Is
I
it
think,
good to leave wave like this?
yeah, because what can happen is he can tip you on wave and then you're frozen
Yeah,
if you start pushing
exactly.
it fast. And he TPs anyways, and I mean that's kind of strange. I will not TP there.
Yeah, no reason to tip it there.
So right now, like Nunu is again bot side jungle, and your wave is in a bad state. It's very important for you right now to exit lane. I mean, like not go to minions instantly, but ward your bot side jungle. Like either put a ward on top on this wall, or like at the bush here, closer to the edge of the left side, so you can see this entrance. I mean, you have to have some vision right now, because if you look at your wave, and especially with enemy jungler, like if you go in right now, I would not let you push this in, by the way, like with Viego. Like if I can fight you right now and like make sure that I get this wave for one more wave, like you're frozen for one more wave, you're easy gank for Nunu. So like what Viego could have done is like when he sees you come in,
I see the
is it
mistake.
here? Was it here? Yeah.
No, a bit back.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
here.
right now like he should start hitting minions, like instead of like just like walking around. He should start hitting minions. I think he is not stronger than you are because I mean he has no like any good items, only like 2 Doran's Blade. And you also have more potions than him, so you sustain more, you have W healing, like you're stronger than him right now for sure. The thing is like if he manages to like kill some minions and not lose, like this trade for him is so bad, I don't know why he's doing it. Like let's say he gives you that wave and instead like just tries to pull it like here and maybe uses like E if you go closer to him or something, and then like he hits a minion, like he can maybe maintain this for one more like wave. He will most likely lose melee minions and maybe this, but he will most likely save those minions here. And then like let's say it's a timing for Nunu to gank you, like when you were going in, because I don't know, like he's patting, like he did red maybe into Raptors and then top. Now he should be bot if he maybe did Raptors or like he was not doing them yet. In those two situations he could have like gone on you right now. Maybe he's doing bot scut also, which is like an option, but we don't know, so you should be careful, like you don't want to flip plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you come out of lane and you're like, I mean, come out of base and your lane is in a state where you can get ganked, just put a ward like in the river. Oh fuck. Put a word like somewhere here, for example, or something. Like you can, as I said, you can put it on top of this wall over here, like a little bit forward to the river, so you can see the river very good.
As well. Yeah.
You can put it in pixel bush. You have a lot of options for this word. You just have to have some vision in there. So right
Going
now,
for this is I make sure wave crashes. So yeah.
yeah, for sure, like that's good. But the thing is, like you still have no vision on both sides, and right now I think you're not aware of enemy jungler risk currently. I think that you don't understand where he is right now, so that's the reason you pat the top, and on top you already have vision, so like the wave is crashed, this guy is like this much HP, it's a very good time for you to walk in jungle right now. Wave is slow pushing into you as well, because it's closer to
Yeah.
turret, and just put a vision. You can even put it like maybe on Raptors, but it's kinda useless against Nunu, just like put it in on top of this wall and one, or maybe one in river. You also have controllers, so you can place that as well in the pixel bush. So yeah, just go for vision right now. You have nothing to do, like, and you can check bot lane. Like right now, you should click bot lane, maybe control this bush, and if you get the possibility to roam, you can roam. Because like if this guy pushes this slowly, next wave is gonna arrive, and cannon. It's cannon right now, I think. If I'm right, it should be cannon. Let's see. Yeah. It should be cannon. Oh no, okay, never mind, that's not cannon, my bad. Well, in that case, I think you just like ward and stay mid, because he can push you with those waves.
I face checked him.
Yeah, I mean, it was about to happen, like, because you waste a lot of time. Like, let's say at 4 minutes in, he was bot side and he was clearing camps. you go ward at like the thing is like this guy is using everything on the minions, and like this click is good, and then like you should path even further so you can ward, but instead you click here, and then for some reason you just go back and like do an ability on the wave. I mean, it's fine if you lose one minion, right? You get the XP, it's only 20 gold that you lose. And you know you should ward, and because like Nono is close to you. You should have vision already. And when you go out of lane, when the minions are on the lane already fighting, it's very likely that you're gonna lose HP. But in those cases where you know that you're about to get ganked, as you see your wave state is like very bad for you, you should already have warded. Like if you put the ward now, let me show you, like if you walk like this, for example, put the ward there in the bush, even though it's not a really good ward, but you can face check it, and then like you can E like this through the wall. This guy cannot reach you. So go in, put your vision, go out right now. But like now, like you go back for another Q. Like let's say that we're like Nunu right now. We see this guy is overextending, right? First thing. So we know this guy is like very far into our turret, even from this point on. Like you should know that like you start going into him. And then what he does is he gets out of lane, then he comes back to vision. We see him again, we see his wave is very bad again. He moves to bot, right? So that means you can like move with Nunu in. But then what you do is like you go for like another like Q on waves, and so that's like 3 seconds more out of your time to ward. So you give him a lot of time to react to what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Because he saw you way earlier and you still don't have vision, he already knows that you're overextended and now he can move to you. So yeah. Basically, out of this, just ward when you're coming out of base and your wave is bad. You can just place a ward. I would suggest, like, against some junglers that will most likely invade you, this ward is like good. But like I think this is the scuttle ward here, and it should expire soon. And the enemy jungler is Nunu, so you really have to have vision from somewhere here to actually see and spot the gank before like it's already too late, right? Because he's very fast with the snowball.
Yeah.
So in this case, I think you just ward in river, because the other ward is gonna expire, and like if you have only this vision, you never see him, and you already know that he should be batting top, right? Because he came from bot when he ganked you.
Yes. I saw him going top.
Yeah. So this ward here is not really good for you, because I mean, yes, you protect the camps, but in that same
Raptors, yeah.
time, you don't protect yourself, and you're a melee champion. You should be winning this lane, so it's quite likely that you might overextend. Because like I think right now, like you're a little bit stronger than he is. When he gets like some items, he'll most likely beat you, but right now I think you're fine, like trading with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really need to have vision for yourself, like to counter ganks. And with this ward here, you like have no vision for you, unless you place this control ward in pixel bush. But like, you know, we won't place it anytime soon, because you see wave state, your HP and your mana are low. You're most likely gonna get crushed, and maybe next wave crush, or you reset after this wave. So you don't really get to put a ward there. So I think like instead of putting it here, you see my mouse?
Yeah, I see everything.
Put it like somewhere here, for example, in the river, so you can see.
Okay.
Or even further in the bush if you have time and you're willing to lose 1 or 2 minions from the wave. Okay. I think right now you channel reset. Okay, that's good. Your wave is gonna slow push into him though. Ah, that's bad. That's bad.
And I decided to stay. But I think I pinged my jungler here
I
that
mean,
I need
sure.
his like
I mean, sure
covering.
you ping, but first he does raptor camps. Look,
Mhm.
cause first thing first. How long ago was Viego only? Okay. We don't know if he reset it, okay? He
Yeah.
knows you're low mana. He knows you're most likely gonna reset because you're also low HP. So let's say that Viego, because right now you're resetting right after killing minions. Let's say Viego like saw that you reset or something, and now when he sees you here, maybe he stops reset. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, like you also don't have good vision in the jungle, as I said. Like this ward expires, so now you don't have any clue where Nunu is. If you fight 2v2 right now, you lose it.
Yeah.
Alright. This wave state is bad for you, for sure. Like you don't like it, but I don't think there's much you can do. Because if you die right now, it's even worse, honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think if you go in like that, at this point, just go E those minions here. Like this, jump on those minions and maybe hit this one with it, with passive. If you kill those fast, then you most likely crush it faster, but thing is, if you take too much time, maybe Viego is already on lane, back on lane, because he has E,
Yeah.
and then he can freeze you.
Yeah.
So, if you're gonna do this, just do it fast. You're most likely gonna get ganked if Nuno like sees you, but I mean, we have Lilia hovering, so you see him now at least. And you see, like, right now if Lilia was not there, you get ganked and you're dead most likely.
I
Because he
see.
was patting towards you right now. And okay, thanks God you made it in time. If you did it like 1 or 2 seconds slower, this wave would be frozen right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I see.
And that freeze is much worse than the other freeze that could happen at first place. Because if he freezes you there, you have to walk in like a lot further than if you just let the waves fight like that. At first place, like when they were even, but you were a little bit still pushing to him because your minions were stacked. I think in that case it would be better. Because if he freezes you close to turret, Nuno is gonna get you like ganked for sure. What items does he have right now? Did you check? I think you did.
I don't remember.
I think you don't check and you should check. Like press scoreboard or like click on him. We want to know what he has so we know if he can trade with us or we should trade with him, you know?
I press it, but it's not like a habit that I have. I
Yeah.
press it like sometimes.
I think you should press it more than you do.
Yeah. 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 For sure. And I think that I don't look around the map a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, I look the minimap, but I don't look the lanes that much.
Yeah. This wave right now is very bad for you. I think what you should do. The thing is, like, you cannot go for a ward right now because wave's so pushing towards him in this case, and that's bad for you, right? But if
Yeah.
Nuno is already here and you decide to go and walk up for vision, you're dead because this guy's like in this place. So you cannot exit lane. So what you can do right now is like maybe take Viego ultimate and try to push the minions as fast as possible. If Nuno tries to contest you somewhere here, you can ult out and maybe E out. In this case.
Okay.
Or you can maybe ping for assistance here, so Shanna can move. Because they don't have the wave is still going there, so maybe she can place a ward for you.
I see.
But right now you need vision or this wave to not be in this place, because it's very, very bad for you if you get ganked right now. Next wave is already gonna come. Now you should leave lane and go for vision. Instead you don't do that. That's bad. You should really like learn how to place your when to place your vision.
I saw that. I saw that. So yeah, I tried to ping my jungler here, and I saw this coming. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you cannot expect your jungler to always be around you, you know? You
Yeah.
should know what is going on. Because, like, if you are, like, tracking the enemy jungler properly, you would know where he is. And the only thing left for you to do is just ward. Right now you know his top, his camps are spawning, so most likely he won't gank. You just hover both sides right now, maybe control ward behind you, cause like Twitch maybe can come. It's like kinda weird situation for you right now, cause Twitch is off the map and he can come with invisibility only. So I think you just control ward behind you and try to like push this in. Now you don't go there, you should not go there. Okay, that's good. You should have taken this opportunity to push in the wave right now.
Probably.
Because you don't win 3v3. I think, where do you look at him?
Yeah.
Here. So two
Right
of them
now,
are
no.
there, like Viego is also moving, and he's gonna move first. So in no situation you win this matchup there, like this fight. It's 3v2, this guy is gonna go first, so that means he'll do damage faster than you'll be able to even like go to him. So yeah, it's like, it's unwinnable for you, and when you see him going out of lane, take the opportunity to crush your wave in. If you really want to do a counterplay to this, you can check bot lane right now, click on them, and see maybe you can get a gank off. Because the jungler is on the other side, and like, I mean, you can do some map splitting plays.
But I even don't like to go where is Viego going. Like always when I go there, I always take turret shots or some shit like that.
I mean, you can move like this, you won't take a turret shot, but it's not up to that.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the play is bad, and you considering doing it is also like worse, because you ping that he should be careful, and that's all you should do. You should ping where Viego is and just push your wave in. That's all you can do in this play, pretty much.
Yeah, it was bad by him. But he survived.
I mean, it's whatever, like, the thing is you should take what you can take out of this, because if you crash this in right now already, this wave would not meet here. Okay?
Yeah.
Because
Understood.
look how much time you spent on checking this. So 8:15, you first start checking. Keep in mind you're also only last hitting throughout this time. You put 1Q. 6, 7, 8, 9. You had 9 seconds to push those minions in.
Yeah.
If you did it instantly, you would crash it, and then this wave is fine for you. But now the wave is bad for you again, and you're also low on mana. I mean, you have enough for like full combo, but still, like, you do want to like extra spells, and you're out of mana right now. And you also have to reset at some point, because you're like on... You have a lot of gold right now on yourself. Yeah, right now what you want to do is push it in, but at this point, back off, reset, and TP back on the lane. He's already slow pushing towards you. You see like this minion, but you see the... like, check the cannon HP and the caster HP. He's already slow pushing into you. You can back off, reset, and like TP back to lane. Then you can force Rift Herald, for example. Because Nunu should be bot side jungle and you should be mid. You should ping her to back off. Oh, you wanna get a gank, I guess. I thought she was about to contest something in river. I thought she was pinging and not you. I don't like this trade. This trade is very bad for you.
Yeah.
Like, he has put more gold because like he reset it and got that sheen. You still have not taken much, like, item wise. And the thing is, like, you use also your W with no conqueror stack, so that means it's gonna heal the least amount possible because he's also high HP. And the other thing is, and the most important thing I think out of this play, is that the wave is already slow pushing into you. You lose 2v2 right now, most likely, unless Lilia manages to ult them both and you manage to get Nunu ult and ult them for full duration. But like, it's not really gonna happen in most cases in solo queue, so I don't think you should bet on that. What you should do is like let the wave push in and just back after taking it, and maybe you can TP if you really have to, like if Lilia wants to force something, for example. But yeah, this play is definitely very bad for you. Right now you cannot move at all, like even if you wanted to, now you should not move. Don't move, just go out. I don't know what they're doing. They're low HP right now, so you going in there is like very risky. Because like you're also low HP, and the reason I said that they're low HP is like if Kled comes behind them, like I know you're going in because of Kled, but if Kled goes there behind them, he can kill them solo. Like I have not seen his items, but I'm pretty sure he's ahead on top, and he's also Kled. You know, like he'll for
Yeah,
sure
he
kill
is.
them. So you don't have to do that. Like you should have crashed your wave on mid right now already. Next wave is gonna stop it, maybe. Let's see. Okay. I guess it's alright. I would suggest you to buy Lucidity Boots here, I think. That's better. Because first you have to run, because like Nuno and Viego both like can catch you very easily. Second, the cooldown is very good, and I'm also thinking that you're most likely not gonna win 1v1s at this point.
Yeah.
I think your boots is like very good here. You also get your flash faster.
I know.
No reason to go there. He's just gonna back off. You're wasting a lot of your time right now. And right now what happened is you lost an entire wave mid for nothing. And he also got plates.
Mm, it was not my call, but yeah, I should
I
have
mean the thing is like
recognized.
I mean the thing is like it's whatever whose calls it is. You know this is bad, just ping them to go back.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's you think that it's a free kill, cause like from what I saw so far, it's like every time you see someone like overextending like a slight bit and your teammates are close, you always go on him. In every
Yeah.
case possible. I mean, you burn flash here, I think you already should back off. Like, here. You don't have your E, they're running. If they have 1 IQ, this guy will not stop for hitting minions. He'll just run out. And you don't get anything out of this. Like, you already burned flash, go back to mid. Maybe you
Yeah.
can even see because you already like did a big misplay here, you're gonna lose a lot. But you keep chasing and like it's bad. But I mean, as soon as you see Nuno here, like he sees you, he saw Jana in a second, and Ezra is missing, so most likely Ezra is coming out of base. He 100% knows that like you guys are there, and like if he's not an idiot, he'll back off. You know?
Yeah.
So in this case, just go back to mid. You have a very good wave coming towards you, it's slow pushing into you. You don't want to miss those waves. It's like, you know when it's slow push, like someone slow pushes wave into you and they kill you under turret, and you miss all that XP and minions?
Yeah.
You feel bad for missing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in this case, it's like the same thing. You still miss the same amount of minions, like if you got Dolph under turret or something. But for no, like, you got nothing. Like, it's very bad for you because like Viego was already ahead, because like he's 20 CS up, and you missing that, especially when he's starting to like get into that time of the game where he's stronger than you. It's like very bad for you. You also have no flash, so let's say this wave is gonna push in. If he lets then like the next wave go into him instead of taking it like this, I mean maybe he wants to reset, but like let's imagine a situation where he can just let the next wave slow push into him and freeze you. You can like get killed so easily right now because you have no flash. He's stronger than you. Maybe he can also reset and TP back to lane. I didn't see if he TP'd already. But like your wave is gonna be very bad, and he's also like stronger than you, you know. So yeah, this is a very bad play. I mean, I think you realized it, but oh,
Yeah.
and you even TP back to this. I mean, Viego is already moving bot, but still feel like it's kind of waste. Like Let's see. The TP. I mean, they're already like so far away. And you don't have home guards, you still don't have boots as well. Why didn't you buy boots here? You don't have enough gold? Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, I don't think you ever reach them in this situation. We can maybe TP top actually right now.
And take the...
You can just defend the turret and get the waves. I don't think you ever reach them on bot. Or maybe you could just walk mid and like hold your TP when Viego goes there, so like if they start turning the fight you can like save them, but I think like, the TP is kinda waste. And if we recap the last 2 minutes, you have taken only 3 CS in that frame time. Yeah. So right now he's almost level 10, or maybe like above halfway. Like he's like very far away in XP. Okay. No scams are spawning on bot side, that means he's most likely gonna go take them. You have no wars to place though, so you have to be safe. You don't want to be over pushing. That's bad, that's really bad for you. Can you guess why this is bad for you right now? Hello? Do you hear me? Oh. Okay. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Repeat your question.
Do you think this is bad for you, and if it is, why?
What exactly?
I mean, this like, look, this here, like hitting those minions, pushing in with Q. Do you think it's bad?
Yeah,
Why?
I think I can't push it.
Why is that?
So he's stronger, and I don't see Mono. Jungle is far away,
Yeah,
and enemy bot has this roam timer.
yeah. You have your ward on. You have your ward on cooldown. And what happens if you like right now? Let's say if Viego walks up to lane, what happens? If he starts holding the minions.
It's frozen and they have roam timer on bot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have roam timer, but like, what happens if Viego comes in the minions right now, as like the wave it's pushing towards him right now? What happens if Viego comes in and like kills you, for example, like or like hits a couple of minions and then just stops hitting? You get frozen, right? Did your mic bug again? Yeah.
Maybe now it's better. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
So
I see it for the free.
yeah, he can just freeze you, you have no wards around you, you're like so vulnerable to ganks right now. You should never contest the wave if you have no vision. and you cannot place one. And no one is covering you. Like, this is the worst situation you can be in this game. And now, like, with your E down, you're the freest Q in the game for sure. Like, if Nuno just snowballs you right now, you're dead. You know?
Yeah.
Thing is, like, jungle is not like textbook. You cannot say where the enemy jungler is at all times. You can guess which side he is on, but you cannot guess when you're gonna get ganked. So, I mean, you can guess at certain moments in the game, like 3 minutes in, or like those timers when they have no jungle to take. You know, you can guess that, but like the thing is, at this point of the game, he can just decide to skip raptors and kill you, you know?
Yeah.
So, don't do this, like, put some vision down. If you don't have a ward, like in this case, just let him push into you, or like only last hit. Even, like, if you both last hit, wave is even, all good. And most likely, because he's AD, he'll do more damage to minions, so he'll most likely push towards you slowly. But, like, you get the idea. Like, you don't want to be over pushing when you have no vision. And like, especially in this case, when he's stronger than you, he can just like hold the wave and you have nothing to do about it, and you're frozen and you're vulnerable to ganks. Best case scenario after that play, you call your jungler and the jungler pushes you in and both of you get out of there alive. But worst case scenario, maybe your jungler comes and Nuno is also there and you both die. You know, it's like a lot of situations can happen, but most of them are bad for you. Also don't like this play. Let's check. I mean, so far it looks good. TP comes in though. Nuno comes in. Who is the TP? Oh, Viego. Oh, it's double TP right now. Okay, at this point you just go out, I think. Like here. Here, you don't E forward. No. It's bad for you at this point. Because you're low, like, you're low HP. No, I mean, you're like fine HP wise, but mana wise, you're low. You have 1.2k gold, so you're not on like your strongest version of yourself right now. You're at like 1-man disadvantage, and that 1-man is Mundo, so this guy will most likely never die in this fight. You're one level above both the solo laners. Like, there are a lot of things that are against you right now, and I think you just go out at this point. The best thing that you maybe can do is like somehow Twitch ult and maybe get a kill, but that's all. You die in every case scenario when you like E forward, and you have to burn flash again, and like you see, you're so far behind from Viego right now. Oh. Thing is, like, most likely now he has Divine Thunderer, so you're laning against him is like kinda impossible at this point. So yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do. You have to play very safe and play your jungler and like your teammates in general, because you cannot do anything solo. Like you cannot do anything to him. He's also not on reset right now. I don't know why he's not resetting. He should reset. Right now he will reset most likely. Do you have enough for Everfrost here? No, you don't. You don't. You don't have Blasting Wand. I mean, right now I think what should happen is, I think you just put Ezreal on mid and you go bot. Because you cannot really defend against Twitch and Lolo. I mean, they'll get a lot, like you're gonna be perma pushed in on mid, and that's bad for your jungler, because you will never be able to move. And if it's Ezreal, for example, he can push in. Or like contest prio at least, you know? So right now, like when this waves comes in, like maybe you can ping for help, so they realize that you want them to come here, or like just type it in chat, and you take this wave, and then you like go out. Right now, I think you just reset. Yeah. You also have TP for the Drake. You ping it, that's good. Good ping. I think you just go bot right now. Your mic is making some weird noises, by the way. I think you can freeze right now. There's no objective to go for. You can only last hit. You should ping missing though right now. Like in this situation you should ping that he's not here because you're freezing him. He can move right now because it's like kinda scary for him to check this wave, like try to take it in, like push it in. Because he most likely does not have jungle vision, like in your jungle, I think. Because you're like Lily is also sweeping. I think you just ping that he's missing because he can roam. And he'll most likely do that, or like reset, but in both cases your teammates should know. Tell me when you're ready to continue.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Do you understand everything so far? Like, any questions?
I think yes, for now.
Okay. Right now, like this wave, if you go in bush, it will move for a split second, so you cannot like do it like that. I think what you should do is like either move like this or like move like this, so you can like have it in one place. I would suggest to move like this honestly, but like both do the case. Like maybe you can move even here, in this like angle. But like moving into the bush stops them aggroing you, and they move for a split second until you show up again, and they're gonna get into the turret. Yeah, okay, you do that. That's nice. Now I think you start killing minions. I mean, I think that's alright, honestly. Like, you think it's a fight happening on mid? Maybe you can look for TP. I think that's alright.
That's why I push.
Yeah, realize that. Okay, now Viego is back to lane. I honestly don't think you should go Oracle in this case. You're not ahead, you're not a hunter or anything, like you're not assassin. I think the Oracle is kinda useless on you right now. I think you go either yellow trinket or blue trinket, so you can grant your teammates vision. Cause like this, you don't go out of your lane much. Like Oracle, the reason like a lot of assassins go Oracle is so they can flank better. And for example, the one champion that I like Oracle the most on is Akali or LeBlanc, but preferably Akali, because with Akali you go side lane. First, your kit is very good for like going out of bad situations. Like if they catch you, you can loot, you can E out. You know, it's very fast champion. You have a lot of movements and like dashes and stuff. And the other reason is like you go side lane with that champion. A lot of assassins suck at side lane, but I mean, Akali I think is good. So you can go side lane, you can push one or two waves, and then you go out of the lane and Oracle through the jungle, so you can flank without them knowing you. But in this case with Sylas, if Viego is on bot, you will most likely never move out of tower, you know? So I think the Oracle is very useless because you will never use it properly. Like you will never Oracle like your entire jungle or something like that, like in very rare situations. While with blue trinket, for example, on every time you go a little bit further in lane, you can ward for yourself, you can ward the objectives for your team, you will be much more helpful to your team, because right now, even though you're not like 0-5 or anything, you're still way further behind compared to like Viego. So he will bring more to his team than you will in terms of damage and like kill pressure and stuff like that. And most likely team fighting. You can maybe do a good team fight if you manage to get the right ult and like play it properly, but he's gonna be more useful than you. So I think like helping with vision out on your team is like very useful, and like in a case where you cannot use Oracle as well, I think like blue trinket here is like the best option.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can just push those waves in now. I think you'll do it. Nice. You saw Viego coming bot, so right now what you could do maybe is like just leave those 2 minions because you already see him, so the next wave comes closer to you, and maybe like you can contest it with your jungler. Like, let me show you the situation. So we most likely know Viego is coming, but like at this point you see him, and like if you leave those minions, like this wave is gonna be like still here, right? Most likely, because those are meta minions, they're gonna tank for a lot, or maybe like in this place, but it's gonna be somewhere here, you know, the next wave.
Yeah.
And that's good for you. Like if you just stop hitting, like don't do anything at all, and next wave is gonna be closer, your like maybe mid can roam, or like jungle, like you can get help from your teammates when it's here, but if the wave is here because you crash this, you won't get help from your teammates most likely, and then like your wave is bad for you, you have to give up a wave. But I think like right now you can just let those minions be like that, or like just maybe one caster minion, so this pushes in a little bit forwards again to you. It's also important for you to click on the minions to see their stats. Like maybe enemy minions are stronger than yours. Like they have, you know, the percentages on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should check that when you're like side laning and when you want to set up waves on like any lane. So you know, like if the enemy minions are stronger, you can maybe leave those meta minions and they might push in towards you if you don't touch them, but like most likely not because caster minions are strong, but maybe if you had one caster more from the earlier wave, you could get the wave to push in towards you. I think it's very important for you to check the statistics of the minions, so you know if they're stronger or like not, or your minions are maybe stronger, so you know how the wave is gonna go without you. Like let's say if I have 6 against 6 minions and I see mine are like obviously stronger, that means they'll push, right? Because I'm not there, like 6 versus 6 minions, whichever minions are stronger, they'll push. So I
Yeah.
think you should know this in this situation. Like you have to check it. So yeah, right now, like next wave is gonna come. I think you just reset honestly here, because you have to wait for Viego to push that wave, otherwise you cannot go for it. And Viego should appear bots anytime soon. You should click top lane to see if you can go for a TP, because this wave right now, like if you TP right now, let's say for a fight, like in this situation maybe not, because like your team is already winning, but let's say it's a different type of fight, it's kind of close, you can TP, you know, that sort of fight. You can TP because the bot wave, like you see where it is, by the time he pushes it, the next wave comes in and like it's gonna take him a while to get to the turret, right?
Yes.
So in those cases you can like maybe leave lane and like TP. If it's a good TP, of course. Like if your team is already winning it hard, you don't have to TP. Like you already know that, but yeah. So in this case, if you get a ward right now, I think it's not needed. Yeah, your team is winning this, so you can just go bot. I don't think you can freeze against him. Like, he has Divine Cinder and red buff. You have to wait him to get out of lane at least, if you want to freeze. And now, he sees that you want to freeze, like you move like this. And his, like, first approach was to, like, your jungle, but then he switches, like, from to somewhere here, you know? So, right now, you just admit the fact that he's stronger and, like, you cannot freeze and just back off so you don't lose HP. Because if he chunks you a lot, what can happen is, you just came out of base, right? If he chunks
Yeah.
you a lot and you don't reset, for example, you won't be able to join the future fights because you're gonna be at very low HP. The second option is that you lose HP and then reset. That means you will not be on the map for a certain period of time. You have TP, but like in most cases, like let's say you don't have TP and this is bad for you, you don't want to be out of the game. So yeah, like this trade is very bad for you. It can get you out of the game for like 30 seconds or something like that. So yeah, just back off. Like you cannot kill him like in any situation right now. He's way too strong. Like thing is, like when Viego gets those like items, Sunderer, maybe Kraken, Blade to the Rune King, he always wins against you with those items. So yeah, just let him push in, and you have to just chill for a while. Maybe you can get a situation to TP on and get some kills and get back into the game, but you will never be able to get back into the game by fighting him, because you will never kill him. Everything understood?
Yeah.
Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I will.
Okay, your teammates are fighting mid. You cannot do anything about it. I don't think like right now you can fight unless enemy team griefs a lot, because that was kind of very strong part of your team. I don't think you can win fight without him. So right now I think you just go bot and push. Like, I don't think you can ever win a fight right now. I think what you could do is like be already on bot and be pushing the waves, like push those 2 waves and then just like back off. Because you're not stronger without that. I don't think you should be looking for fights, because like, let's say here for example, you E in, right? And that means you want to fight, correct?
Yes.
So let's say that they are not like running away from you, but instead like they get in range and you E, you're most likely gonna die all and they force Baron, right? So like in this situation, let me show you here. You should like already realize what you can do and what you cannot do with your team. So we have a support, like that's a Janna, she has only one E, ultimate is down right now, right? You have Ezreal, he has one item, but he's still not on Spike, because this is not completed, right? Compared to Twitch, he's already on good items. He has little tempo, and he has Lulu, right?
Yes.
So he's much stronger, like, you're already outclassed on bot lane. On mid lane, you already know the answer, like he's much stronger than you currently. In the jungle, you win. This guy is like kinda strong. He also has ultimate, so maybe he can get a good ulti. Thing is though, on top lane you don't have a top laner, so you automatically lose that as well. So in this case, you have bot losing, mid losing, only jungle is ahead. Jungle is Lilia, so she cannot 1v5 them. The only thing she can do is like do some, like get them to half HP and like maybe sleep them for a bit, but that's all that she can do. You have to finish them off. And when they have 2 tanks on the enemy team, like insane bot lane and like mid lane that is super strong right now, you never win this fight. So forcing a fight there, like you getting the idea that you can fight here is very bad, because as I said, if Twitch moves into you and you somehow E on him, they will kill you and they'll get Baron and the game is kinda doomed after. Right? All you have to do is give up this turret mid right now and just wait for Kled to like come back into the game. That's all you have to do right now. You can go bot lane, farm the bot lane, because I think you saw Viego on mid. Yep. You can just take the minions. Next wave is approaching on bot lane, you can take that as well. And then just leave, pretty much. You get some gold for yourself, you get some XP. They're splitting everything on mid, they only got 1 turret, so that's alright. Sometimes, like, they will be the one leading the game, you know? They'll say what is gonna happen next, and you have to admit it. Like, if your Kled is dead, let them do whatever they want to do, like, unless it's like Baron or something that you can actually stop, but like, a 5v5 fight, you will never win. Okay? Do you understand everything so far?
Yeah.
Okay,
I do.
great. Right now Lily is not with you, so this is a bad fight. But they don't know that she's not there, so that's the reason that why they're not going so far. But you still will lose this, I think. If Viego gets a good, yeah, he'll heal up right now with W. Wait, what? Did he not heal up? Why did he not heal up? I don't know. But they usually should not lose this after Viego gets reset. I think he just heals up with W and then ults out and you win that. I mean, you already lost all of your solo laners, but I guess Twitch is gonna hint it and you might win this actually. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you realize that this
Lilia
is a
was
bad.
insane here.
Yeah, I mean, you realize this is a bad play, right?
Yeah,
Because like,
I do.
the things that are like saving you from that right now is first, Viego is not really that aggressive. Thing is like they don't know Lilia. Lulu just arrived. Twitch is on mid right now. But like for some reason like enemy Viego like misplays it. Like if he gets a heal right now and gets a reset, I mean gets a reset and then gets the heal from like your Sylas W and then ults again. He also kills Kled, he gets another reset and then like your team is dead. And like Twitch should not be inting the game right now. And this play is like bad for you. You just have to play S5. Like if you play S5, I don't think you ever lose a fight. Because like Lilia and Kled are very strong right now and Ezreal is almost on spike. You can get a good ulti maybe, you can get the Moon ult, you can get the Nunu ult, you can get the Lulu ult. Those three ults are good for you.
Yeah. My job is to peel right now, since I'm behind.
Yeah, I mean you cannot do anything else because like you're not that strong into the game and also almost any I mean like Viego and Twitch are both very bad against you because they both have very good DPS. And I mean especially Viego, like Viego is like gonna destroy you even if you're ahead. So you don't have much of a choice right now. So just play with your team. Like all you have to do when you're behind in this game particularly is like just play with your team. Go on side lane, get some waves safely without dying. This is bad I think right now. You don't have any vision around you and like yeah, they already realized that you're on it. Like let's say you push mid in, like you push the mid wave, because you see the waves right now on mid they're even, right? If you push the mid wave and the next wave comes somewhere here, your team goes out of mid, puts vision here, and like let's say here, you can take this for free, okay?
Yeah.
Because then your mid is gonna have to respond on mid lane, you're gonna have vision around you, your teammates are gonna be close, but in this case, you have no vision, wave is still even on mid, and you're alone in the jungle. So every factor that can be supporting you in this play is like out, and it's only you, and it's so flippy. I think right now you crash this in. Because your teammates are around you and they might want to force something. I think we saw Viego bot. Was it Viego or was it someone else? Yeah, it was Viego, so we can fight this. But you have to wait Ezreal. Yeah. Well, now I think you can back off at this point. Oh, it's Viego TP. Oh, that's kinda sad. I think right there I think you should not be going to her. Because you don't have Everfrost. Maybe if you have Everfrost you could save her, but in this case not. Because like what you can do is like block with body, but that means you're dead in that case. And she has speed, like she is speeding herself up, and also she like the snowball hit her because it hit you here. Check this. See where she is? It hits you and it hits her. So that's the reason why you both die. If you just leave her to run, she'll most likely run that. Yeah, thing is Ezra was not with you, so I think all you could do is like go and try to chunk him in a bit and then leave out. Or even not go in first place. But after that, like, just leave Lilia, like, try to get out. Because it was Mundo that was on her, so that means no CC and she can, like, queue out maybe. Thing is, at some point, like, enemy Nuno shows up or, like, Viego shows up and, like, let's say Viego kills you, gets reset, like, E, ulti, you know, he'll gap close. If Nuno hits you with snowball, it can go on her. He can get phase rush, maybe stun her, you know, ult her, you know. You give them a lot of possibilities by going in front. And I think you just leave her. That's it. She has to try to escape. I think right now, who is alive in enemy team?
No,
It's no.
that's why.
Yeah, I mean it's good that you went there, but I think you just go to lane right now. Because you have vision in every corner, like every space, I think. You have some vision here, you're most likely gonna see on ward, you are already here. I think you just leave him, I mean leave them, and just take the top farm. Because like all you do right now is do 400 like damage to the Baron, but you could have taken a top wave, for example, and reset. Do you agree on this?
Yeah, I do.
Because like thing is, Lily is also close, you have vision. Let's say if you didn't have vision, maybe it's a good idea to go back so you can maybe block him, but I think you already had a good vision. Yeah, I think at this point you win game only if you just like stick with your teammates. If they push a wave too close, like let's say top wave gets pushed into your turret, for sure you can go take that, but I think grouping right now is fine. So you can siege now. I think you should push this in and move bot, ping them to go bot lane. Are they not gonna stop you? Where is the enemy team? Like no one is coming.
Uh,
Twitch is not here. Viego is chasing bot lane. Okay, well that's kind of strange. But well, at this point I think you just move bot right now.
that was the thing.
I don't know why no one came. Is Twitch FK or?
I'm not sure. I think he's not from my
Okay,
from what I remember.
okay. Because strange is not showing up anywhere.
What is this?
Yeah, it's a bot play. Maybe you can win this actually if you.
Yeah, we are kiting, and I was like playing it slow with Lolo.
Yeah, I think you did good. Yeah, this was good fight. I think you end game here, no? No, actually, yeah. You don't, cause Twitch got mid wave. Oh yeah,
I take what?
yeah. Right now, I think you just reset and prepare for Drake, maybe. You're kind of overextending at this point. The enemy team is already surviving. You don't end the game here. You should be already in base. I guess you just do it like this.
You can speed up if you want a bit.
Yeah. Pushing mid is good. I don't think they'll face check you, honestly. They should not, at least. Because no objective is up, they should not try to enter topside jungle.
Yeah.
I think you should just go push top right now. Push in top, and you have TP if something happens mid or bot. Maybe you can TP, but you should push top right now. Your Baron is out, so they'll just defend on mid. You have to focus a little bit on like those plays, because I think sometimes you're spending a little bit too much time with your teammates. Like in this case, for example, I don't think you should be like just hovering in the jungle. I think you just push top, because like what happens is like you have no Baron, right? Enemy team can defend mid, and your team is basically just staying there and doing nothing. So if you go push top and the wave is close to the tier 2 turret, for example, you're giving them options. Like you show them, guys, we have like we have a whole wave under the tier 2 turret, and they'll move to you, get the turret, and maybe get another inhib, and then you can siege like there's nothing else to take besides the Nexus, right? So you can just push in the side lanes and like the mid wave and everything and just go in with all three lanes in terms of minions and maybe try to end game. But in this case you have what to take, and like just staying mid is not effective for you because you're not expanding your lead. Do you agree?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like thing is there's no objective for you to stay in the jungle and wait someone to like fuck up or something like that. They should not in most cases. And I think it's also way better if you go and push top and let Ezreal be mid with the team than you being with the team and Ezreal going top because he's stronger than you, right?
And I have TP.
Yeah, and you also have TP, yeah. So yeah, you have to like look around on map, see what you can do, like realize those plays, because like it's important for you to understand what to do. Thank you, endgame. Okay. I mean, to summarize this, I think you pretty much have to be careful with how you trade on lane. Like for example, that one situation where the wave is pushing towards you and you go for some like kind of weird fight. You don't have to do that. You have to realize like jungle like where the enemy jungle is. Like if he goes top, for example, and your jungle is also going top, that means they'll meet up at Scuttle, right? So you wanna know that, and like if it's something that is gonna happen, maybe you can look for prio. If you cannot get prio, you can ping your jungler. Like tell him I cannot move for top Scuttle, go take bot Scuttle, for example. You know, you get the idea.
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. The other also very important thing for your laning, like I said, jungle tracking. You know, but you also should ward, especially when you're coming out of base and your like wave is very bad. You should place a ward in the river or like wherever you think is good, like next to raptors, like next to river. There are a lot of scenarios, a lot of places to put wards. So just ward yourself and like hover your warded side. I think you hover well. But I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't have vision, you don't know where to hover to. So yeah, yeah. There was a time where you didn't know where the jungler is, so make sure that you always like remind yourself or like check from time to time. At some point, you will most likely not see where he was or last or something like that. But when you see a major buff spawning like blue or like red buff, most likely it means he's either already there or pathing to it, you know? So you will know where he is at some point. So make sure that you use that as well. We said a word about the warding. I think that was pretty much the laning phase. There was like some good trades for you that I liked. But
Yeah.
in a lot of situations you put yourself in kind of disadvantage because of the wave management. Like I think your worst wave management this game was when you had no vision around you, your trinket was on cooldown, enemy bot was on roaming timer, your mid can freeze because he's stronger, and also you don't have vision on like jungle, no one is close around you, and you try to push in the wave. I think that is the worst thing you can do. But like just make sure that you check the map, like see bot lane missing, okay. I have no vision, okay, that's another thing. I don't see jungle, that's another thing. And like enemy mid is stronger, I don't have no one around me, and that should be enough for you to understand that you just should not push wave. Just let it go. Like let him get the prio. You cannot like do anything. Because if you try to do something and he freezes you, then it's over. Like you just stay stuck on that lane until your jungler shows up. Or you'll die, which is even worse, because he'll get a lot of plates. So yeah. I think that's about laning phase. I think after that you were doing good trying to free side lane. I think that's very good when you're behind, and you also have TP, you can TP to your teammates. What I didn't like is that you went for a lot of questionable fights that you should not go for. You should understand when you're at disadvantage, like number disadvantage. For example, like let's say your most fed guy, let's say you have 60k gold in your team, right? And your AD carry, for example, is 20k gold, right? He has like full build. and the enemy team is like 50k gold. If your like AD carry is not there, you're already 20k gold under, because like this guy is non-existent in the team fight, you know? Do you manage to follow what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do.
So pretty much in those cases you have to realize that you're actually not stronger than them, and then in this case it was Kled and Lilia. Like Kled is super strong, Lilia is super strong. If some of them are not around you, I don't think you should fight. Unless enemy team ends very hard. But like you don't wanna like count on that. So just play with them, like get a proper situation to fight, maybe around objective or something like that. Of course, if there's a free situation for you to TP on, like they're doing some random fight but they're like winning and you can TP, sure, TP on that unless it's super bad for you, like the TP on mid lane when the wave is slow pushing towards him. I think that was not good. But like you get the idea. If it's good play, you can go for it, but you have to think about it, like if it's really good play or not. And there was, I think like those fights were like bad, but I think the other thing is like not going for side lane so much. I think like there are a lot of cases where you can go side, like this one for example. This here is fine, staying mid because you're sieging, taking turrets and you don't have TP. But where was it? Like here on top lane, when you were trying to trap, here you should push top lane, because see they can just defend. Just group up top, like your Lilia was also not there, just go top here. Like here when you see her recalling, you should already say to yourself, okay, it's time to go top. Because they should not be face checking you, because there's no objective. You go top, you push the wave, push the turret, push the inhib, you know? And then you can close game, because you can just group. Other than that, I think you played fine. Your mechanics I think are good. One thing that you should try to do more is like click more on your side lanes. Check what they're doing, because like this game for example, I don't think you ever clicked on bot lane. Except the one time you TP'd, but that was very late in the game. I think you should click a little bit more, so you see if you have a potential to roam and get kills. Especially with champions like Sylas that really have to get kills to be very good into the game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
F keys are a problem.
I mean, it can be F keys, it can be just clicking on map, like both do the work, you just have to check, you know?
Yeah.
For example, I barely ever use F keys because it's like, it's not comfortable for me, like my F keys are like very far away from my fingers, like where they're placed, so I don't like to use them, but I just click on map.
I mean, I have them binded on other
Yeah.
key buttons I use, but yeah.
Yeah, well then just try to use them more, like make sure that you check when you can roam. For example, you push your wave in, you have nothing to do, just check your side laners, see if you can roam. Check what your jungler is doing, see if you have to help with the jungle or something like that, with an invade or like scuttle, you know. Just make sure that you pay attention to the map and you click, especially on side lanes, because you have to check the wave. Like if the wave is slow pushing towards your team, that you know that you can get a free gank if you move and they hold the wave for a little bit. So yeah, just check those things and I think you're gonna be fine. I think your mechanics is like good. But yeah, I mean there are things to improve, but I think you're doing fine so far. You just have to like realize some stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can you just check a little bit of laning phase to see my clicks? That's one question I wanted to ask you. If they are good or bad.
I mean, thing is like, I don't see your cursor for some reason, but
I don't know why.
I mean, I guess they're fine, but keep in mind you're playing in a melee matchup. Like, there's not much to like click around. Like here, for example, what you can do in this situation is like you go further, and now when you're in a line like this means slower and stuff like that, he can easily kill all this right now. So move to the side, for example, like move in forward. Like you clicked here, for example, or somewhere, and now you can just click like this and bait out a Q, for example.
Yeah, I can go in a straight line and I just move to left or right.
Yeah, You have to
I know
bait
that.
some skills out. You can try baiting in practice too, like moving to a minion and changing direction all of a sudden. But thing is,
I
you
know
should
that.
not get, you should not think about this that much. I mean, it's good. You have to practice it against mage champions. That's like Syndra Q, Ori Q. Those type of champions is good for you to know how to space properly and like bait out skills so you can farm. But thing is, it's not your biggest problem. Like, don't fixate yourself on it. Just try to like maybe do some practice warm-ups, think about your enemy's abilities and how you can bait them out. But it's not your main thing. Like, I don't think it's your main problem. So don't put all your like thoughts and like all your training on it.
Yeah, I will know.
Um,
One more question. Can you
yep.
go back like 10 seconds? When I wanted to push the wave,
Where?
like when I was last hitting it under tower, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. Yeah. So here, if I kill this wave with my Q and W fast, it might meet in the middle, so I don't have to push next wave. Am I right on that?
You cannot kill it in time, I think.
But if I Q entire wave and W and out with passive.
I mean, they're just gonna get low HP and then the tower is gonna kill them. Cause like, let's say you Q one minion, then you W to kill him. Yeah, we have 2 more minions or 3 more minions that will be just low HP. They won't be killed. So that means like tower shots are still gonna go in there. I think what you can do is like, cause right now you already don't have stacks. So I think what you can do is like, just like Q once, like somewhere here, for example, and only get passive. So right now you kill this minion with passive and all those minions are 30 HP less, so you can just last hit them. Because when you hit with passive once, it's like it's enough damage for you to only last hit caster minions, but I don't think you push it in time. Cause like you kill one minion with both of your spells, but then like you don't have. You still have to like kill the other minions, but like you won't have enough damage, so the tower is gonna hit them. So it's kind of still the same thing, I think.
I
mean,
think it didn't. Yeah, say what you want.
maybe you could try, but I mean that means you're gonna lose a ton of minions. Cause if you do like that, your passive is gonna make them untakeable for you.
Yeah. I think he didn't play bad this game. It was just I have to improve a bit more.
Yeah, I also think you played fine. Actually, when I come to think of it, if you use your abilities now, like if you, yeah, you could maybe do that actually. If you come like here, yeah, at this point, like not earlier, but right now you should do it. You come like this. When the turret hits the minion, you Q forward on this minion. The Q will hit this one as well. You have to make sure that the second Q will proc somewhere here, so it hits both minions. And you go in with W on this one. This one gets you secure that one with the first Q. The second turret shot kills this one, and you kill this one.
Yeah.
And then you can do it. But at the start, when they're grouped up, you cannot. Right now is the time to do it. But yeah, like in this situation, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I see. This was waste of Q.
Also, what you could have done is like hit one basic attack and then W and kill with passive here. But yeah, I think you could have done it, yeah. But even if you can't, when you get into this situation, it's important for you to know that like in this situation you should recall. Like just let it go, because you don't have vision on jungle right now. Or call your jungler maybe. But if he doesn't come, then I mean you don't use your ping. So like let's say if you pinged like twice or like 3 times, maybe he could come, because he took topside jungle and Scuttle is still spawning, right? So he has not. Yeah, he has nothing to do, so maybe he could move. But you have to use your pings and call him. So yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, on what should I work on to get better. I think I have random roam timers. I think I don't know how to play some matchups with the waves. For example, I don't know if I should auto-attack the wave in this matchup level 1, or I should just let Viego push me.
I think level 1 he's slightly stronger than you. So what you can do, for example, is you can bait him to throw Qs at the wave so he over pushes, and like on third wave, if you still have enough HP, you can try to push back for prio.
Okay.
Because wave is gonna be closer to you. But like thing is, it's very hard to push early on because you have to waste your E for it, and if you waste your E, Nunu is like gonna get you ganked for free because you have nothing to run with. So I think like in this situation, like in this game, if you really want the prio, you should get it at level 3. Because on level 3 I think you're strong enough. Before that I don't think you can, because maybe you can go for short trade, but he's gonna hit Q, like normal, like basic attack, Q, basic attack, and then I think like he outtrades you around level 1. Because you do like 150 damage, and I think he had bone plating, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I don't think you ever outtrade him level 1. And he can also spam you with Qs while you're farming, and I mean, you cannot do that, so yeah, I think level 1 you can't, level 3 if he over pushes maybe you can take it. So yeah.
So what do I work on?
I think you should work on your, like, I think you should work on waves, like thinking about waves. Like check what your jungler wants to do, what your enemy jungler wants to do, what you're able to do, because like there are people that, let's say their jungler wants to take Scuttle, for example, top Scuttle, and he'll meet with enemy. So you say, okay, I should have prio, but the matchup itself does not allow you to take prio. So if you go and try to take prio versus someone that should not be allowing you, you can lose tons of HP, maybe get solo killed, and you don't want that. If you can get prio on those, it's good. But yeah, you should be taking prio only if you're capable of taking it. So see what your jungler wants to do, see what the enemy jungler wants to do, see what you're able to take, like as prio, if you're able to take it or not. And so let's say if you want to solo kill enemy, you can like push a wave to him, make him slow push into you, maybe look for freeze. There are a lot of different situations based on what you want to do and what your jungler wants to do. For example, like freezing when your jungler wants to invade is not good. You have to synchronize. But you get the idea. I think like you should also work on your warding, especially like if you're coming out of base and you have no vision, your wave is bad, you always should put a ward. And you should put it in a way that is also like helpful to you and your jungler, unless like, let's say you play some matchup like, let's say enemy is Lucian, you're Cassidy for example, or like you're like, I don't know, you're Sylas and enemy is Rice, you're gonna be perma pushed in, right? In those cases, maybe warding only for your Raptors is good, because you're most likely not gonna ever go past your turret. But in a case where you're melee versus melee, you can like maybe contest prio. I don't think you should ever not have vision for yourself. Like put the vision in a way that you can also see the river, and then it's alright. But you never want to be isolated like without any vision, because like it's good to protect your jungler's camps, but like even like if you just move the sword a little bit like this, you're gonna be able to protect yourself as well, and also the jungle camps. Do you understand?
Yeah. I do.
So yeah, warding, wave management, knowing when to trade is important on lane. You don't want to trade when he has tons of minions, you don't want to trade when he's stronger. You don't want to try to freeze when he's close to you, like what you did on bot lane.
Yeah.
But that's like not your main problem. Like I think first two are more important, and then of course you should work at this on this at some point. And what else? What else? I think you should try to like be more aware, like map awareness, like click on side lanes for roams so you know when to roam. And yeah, I think you're pretty much good. Like you should like try to side lane after laning phase, when you can. When you're not needed from your teammates, I think you should like try to get some gold for yourself. And in cases where you have to move, just move, but you should know that at some point you have to farm and try to find those opportunities and like times in the game to go get some CS. You should also be aware of like when you should move out of mid and like go push a turret, for example, like in the when you were trying to do that thing in the jungle. It's also important, but I mean that's up to you to like watch your map and see the situation and see what you should be doing. For example, what you could have done in that specific moment when you were in the jungle is like check like mid and bot, like you have already pushed the inhibitor, enemy team is grouping up in base and you don't have Baron and you're also without one member of your team, you're not gonna close the game in that situation, right? So you should just move top, get the wave, push a turret, maybe push 2 turrets and get inhibitor. Then you can move in with your team and maybe close game or like take jungle, take camps. I mean like take buffs like Baron buff, for example. You have a lot of possibilities in that case because you're gonna have them pushed all the way up into their base, so they cannot really move out easily. But yeah, I think it's mostly about you paying attention to map and seeing what you can take and what you cannot take. I liked how you froze on side lane. When there was nothing to do, you could freeze. That's good. But yeah, I think you just have to be aware and think what you should do, what you should not be doing. So yeah, I think like map awareness, wave management, warding, like jungle tracking is part of it all. Knowing when to trade, and like side laning later on in the game. And just not taking coin flip fights like bot fights for you. You should be aware like when the enemy is stronger and when your guys are stronger, and play around your like win condition. So yeah, I think that's it. Do you have any other questions? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I heard everything. I just have one more.
Yep.
Any advices for trading? That's all I need.
I mean,
I'm not sure when I can trade. Does it in early game when it's even, like when I'm stronger, I win no matter what probably.
depends on the champions. Like, for example, there are matchups where you're obviously stronger, like Lucian Castle. And Lucian is obviously stronger. You can trade on that. For example, there are other matchups where you have to play around cooldowns, like Sylas into Rihanna. If Rihanna has low Q, you can walk in and maybe look for trade. Okay? So you should trade when, let's say you have wave advantage, like you have a lot of minions around you, maybe you can trade in. If the minions target him, there are a lot of like players that don't realize that if the enemy is far away from their minions, they're not gonna get targeted. So they just trade and say like I have bigger wave, but they're actually taking minion damage from the enemy wave and not like enemy taking from theirs. So you have to make sure that the enemy is in wave range if you want to play around your minions specifically. The second thing is like you have to know when you're stronger. Like let's say if your power spike is like, let's say Renekton, for example, is a very good champion for level 3. Like level 3 Renekton is unstoppable. Nocturne on mid with level 3 against melee matchup or something that he can get close to, unstoppable. I don't know, let's say Lee Sin versus Akali is like very good on level 3. You know? Like you have to realize when your champion is stronger than the enemies. And the other thing is like playing around cooldowns. Like if the enemy has something on cooldown and you can threaten him to do a lot of damage or get him out of minions, you should try to zone him out. Okay? Look for trade maybe. I think those are like the main things. And like of course, like if enemy jungler is close to you, you have no vision, you should not trade around that time. But I mean that's kind of obvious, you know that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are the situations where you can trade.
Okay.
Is everything clear? Like you have any
Yeah,
questions?
everything's clear. Everything is clear.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No. That's it.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
no problem.